With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider
installing fucking adblock. MundaneMatt got my YouTube and Twitter flagged, so I'm stealing his shtick, and I'll do it better. No soy, no fat, no filler.
MundaneMatt has announced she's transitioning to become who she really is inside. MundaneMatt is no more. Now is Mundane Matilda. Matt is a false father.
Is the show that's quickly becoming the most popular show on YouTube that features MundaneMatt. It's the Soyless Matt Show! For our first news of the day, I went on the Dick Masterson podcast, The Dick Show.
Dame Pesos, I gotta play one of you.
Almost saved Sargon from public humiliation by sending UKIP an email with a link to Soy's racist rant.
No, maybe you're just acting like a nigger, mate. Do you think white people act like...
It was really fun. Link in the description. Speaking of Sargon, his retarded plan to take over UKIP failed miserably after the political party that the YouTuber Sargon of a big brain tried to create, called Liberalist, only amounted to this lazily made website that no one uses and a fucking dead subreddit. Soy thought he could join the political party called UKIP with other celebs, tell their subscribers to join UKIP, and then take over. Soy pussy of a faggot thought this would be his way out of being just an unemployed college dropout who's popular on YouTube because of a video game controversy, and into the political arena where he thinks people will see him as the brainiac intellectual only he knows he truly is inside. But it failed. Sargon has failed again. Him, Count Dankula, and imagine my shock, guy, only got 500 people to join UKIP. Brain Gun of Akkad has proven himself to not be good enough again. He's also addicted to cocaine.
There's a lot of good points in it, mostly focusing on how human communication.
In other news, the young Turks had a little oopsie.
A 91-year-old man from Mexico who was visiting Los Angeles to see his family was violently attacked by a woman. Unfortunately, things turned violent when this woman who was walking with her daughter decided to pick up a concrete brick, and start hitting him, beating him with it.
Who picks up a brick and beats a 91-year-old man over the head with it while shouting, "Go back to your country"? Well, I'll tell you who does. Insane, racist right-wingers encouraged by the current administration. Racist rage, it's unconscionable. They're among us, man. They hate people that don't look like them. Fascism is here, and it's super ugly. I used to call them the brick voters. The people who support Donald Trump because they wanted to throw a brick through the establishment window. Now they're using the brick to beat us over the head.
Yesterday, we spoke about a story regarding a 91-year-old Mexican man. He was unfortunately violently attacked by a woman who had a concrete brick. Luckily, the police have made an arrest. They have found the suspect. Her name is LaQuisha Jones.
No.
So LaQuisha Jones is African-American. There's so much fear and paranoia in the country now that, I mean, this particularly monstrous person who thinks that it's okay to hit a 91-year-old with a brick, it's crazy. I just cannot comprehend it.
Yeah.
It really is. What human beings are willing to do to each other is a frightening thing.
In related news, Donald Trump himself tweeted this video.
This is CNN's coverage of election night in America. The fight for the presidency.
Because we don't care.
Oh, okay, have Kentucky. Who cares?
Kentucky. Don't care about Indiana. Don't care.
Indiana with West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas.
Up and down the middle of the country, all red.
Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri.
It was at 80% an hour ago for Clinton.
What is it now?
68%.
Okay, God damn it, I'm nervous.
Ohio.
Hold. Ohio, gone.
Idaho.
Okay, yeah, I don't see a fucking landslide here. I don't see it at all.
North Carolina.
God damn it, if we need Florida, are you shitting me?
Florida.
It is fucking panic time.
Georgia.
Donald Trump, now the favorite to win the presidency.
Iowa.
New York Times now has it at 95% chance.
Utah.
Can still win, but in order to do so, she has to win Wisconsin.
God damn. Fuck Arizona.
Alaska.
Pennsylvania.
Michigan.
What a night.
Oh, snap. I like it. Okay, I think you're only supposed to do 2.
Next, we have breaking news about the Tinies, Little Tiny.
So over the past couple of weeks, I've had a lot of personal and stream-related stressors that I think have contributed to a declining mental state. When I was in Columbus, on like the second day of being there, I had a fucking herpy on my dick.
He has herpes!
Holy shit. I have never in my life had a herpes outbreak or anything like that. To my knowledge, I've never had an STD in my life before. So I did like all this fucking reading on like living with herpes and shit and what it means to, like disclosure, how it impacts you. Apparently the first one is like the worst, and then after that it's not as bad. Is this what contributed to your panic attack? I might have a little bit, because it was kind of bothered me, yeah. Fuck the Jews. I don't know, the marketplace of ideas. What am I? I have a secret daughter, I'm a socialist, pro-pedophile, pro-child porn, I think I have a secret daughter that I rape, pro-incest, and when you say incest, I mean dads like raping their daughters. I want to bomb Mexico. Yeah, carpet bombing Mexico. Oh, I'm also Jewish? Oh, no. Don't clip stuff on me. Oh, fuck.
Next, Bloodsport streamer Andy Worski fucking lost it on a live stream because of fucking acid.
No! Because Zoom came on here, he tore you a new asshole! You are the nigger!
Yeah, Andy, that's sexy. Hey, Dio, you seem pretty upset. Go back to the dilation station. Chill out a little. No, we want fucking nuke this bitch in the chat. Jesus.
Suck a nose in the chat.
Okay, can I make a statement here? I fuck the questions because I'm never gonna be able to get you.
Oh shit, Andy, you fucking idiot. No, Andy just fell.
Oh, that's a thing.
And that's on.
Next, we have a new trailer for the new Evangelion movie featuring some fucking nobody and a Taboru amputito, Roboto! How can he shoot the guns without hands? Whatever happened to the EVA Unit 8.0 plus 2.0? Find out the answers to all of these questions in 2020, motherfucker! Next, they made this character from this cartoon no one watches called Shiro literally fucking gay. That's why it was trending on Twitter, no other reason. Shiro stepped in on this panel to deliver gay rights. He's so powerful. Look, you know what's dead is his wife, you guys. Oh look, there's a Tumblr. I'm open to every question. Every question. Shiro being gay and mentally ill is so important to me. Chronic illness, mental illness, physical disabilities, PTSD, trauma, and now confirmed LGBT men. Holy shit!
Bruh, look at this dude.
Lady husband. Look, an Instagram. Commissions are open. Hi, I love your art. Could you draw Shiro from Voltron getting intimate with a taco? Love your art. Heart, kiss, heart. Also, the new Buffy the Vampire Slayer is gonna be a black, powerful woman. And the new female version of He-Man called She-Ra is gonna be a fucking tranny. And now for the longest segment in Soyless Matt history, we have a supercut of the US Congress asking questions to a fucking weird FBI robot, Agent Scrotos. It was a total shit show full of technical problems and weird fucking stunts. Look at this guy. He's not a human. He's a robot. He's a robot that learned how to act like a human by watching fucking anime. Chin down, eyes up. That's the anime look. That's the anime mean look. Is an anime. Look at this anime. He is an anime.
死を望む者に恐怖と絶望を
We pursued the facts.
Well, she didn't get a get out of the White House free card when the voters cast their votes.
Sir, I've heard that said a lot, and I can tell you there's nothing further from the truth.
Oh.
There was an effort
Trump won. That's the truth.
Sugoi, FBI sugoi. Fuck you, fuck everyone. Let's watch the fucking supercut. It's 20 minutes long, motherfucker.
I'll begin by recognizing the chairman of the Oversight and Government Committee, Reform Committee, Mr. Gowdy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Agents struck the FBI investigation into potential Russia collusion between July 31st and August 8th. How many interviews did you conduct related to the alleged collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign? Counsel for the FBI, based on the special counsel's equities, has instructed me not to answer questions about the ongoing investigation. I'm asking for a number Russian attempts to interfere.
The gentleman will suspend and the clock will suspend. Mr. Strzok, you are under subpoena and are required to answer the question. Are you objecting to the question?
Mr. Chairman, I object.
The gentleman, it does not have standing to object. There is no
point of order.
No point of order here. The
point of order, it should be heard.
Gentleman will state his point of order.
My point of order is that intentionally or otherwise, this demand puts Mr. Strzok in an impossible position. He is still an employee of the FBI, and FBI counsel has instructed him not to answer the question.
The gentleman's point of order is not well taken.
It's right on point.
No, it's not. Mr. Strzok, are you objecting to the question? And if so, please state your objection.
I will not, based on direction of the FBI.
Mr. Strzok, you have not stated a valid legal basis. You are overruled.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Let me continue.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Strzok, please be advised that you can either comply with the committee's directive to answer the question or refuse to do so, the latter of which will place you at risk of a contempt citation and potential criminal liability.
Point of order.
Do you understand that?
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
The question is directed to the witness.
And I have a point of order before he answers the question.
The point of order is not well taken until...
You don't know what the point of order is. You can't say it's not well taken.
The point of order, the witness will answer the question.
Mr. Chairman, I insist on my point of order, and I insist on
Mr. Strzok,
appealing the ruling of the chair.
Mr. Strzok, knowing the advice that
Point of order, Mr.
you.
Chairman. Point of order. I believe there's a point of order that's been raised, and you've ruled we have a right now to answer Mr. Nadler's.
It is not a valid point of order.
The chair has
already repress it, Mr. Chairman, because you don't.
On that ruling.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Strzok.
Mr. Chairman, I appeal the ruling of the chair that you have just made on that on whether the
you have not stated a valid point of
and
order.
That is your ruling, and I appeal it.
That is not an appealable
point of order. Yes, it is, Mr. Chairman. Appealing the ruling of the chair is exactly what he's requesting. He's appealing it. That requires a vote to either sustain it or overrule it.
And the question to you is,
Mr. Chairman,
will you answer the committee's question as directed, or do you refuse to answer the committee's question?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Second.
You're not recognized for that purpose. The motion is not in order during the time controlled by the gentleman from South Carolina.
I appeal that ruling of the chair.
Mr. Strzok, will you
Chairman,
answer?
I appeal your ruling of the chair that my motion to adjourn is not in order.
The gentleman is not in order.
That may be, but I appeal your ruling.
The gentleman is not recognized. Will you answer the committee's question as directed, or do you refuse to answer the committee's question?
Counsel for the FBI is sitting here behind me. May I consult with them?
You may consult with your own counsel.
No, but I may not consult with the FBI's counsel?
Only with your own counsel.
Mr. Chairman, there's no basis for that. He can consult with the FBI counsel. He's an FBI employee.
The gentleman is not recognized.
And the chairman is not being proper.
The chairman is being proper. His attorney is seated behind him. If he wishes
He's an employee of the FBI,
Mr. He's already done. He may do so.
And his attorney may consult with the FBI attorney?
Mr. Chairman, my counsel has reiterated that counsel for the FBI has directed that I may not answer that question.
At the conclusion of the day, we will be recessing the hearing, and you will be subject to recall to allow the committee to consider proceeding with a contempt citation.
A point of order, Mr. Chairman. Will the committee also consider contempt for Mr. Bannon?
That is
gonna happen
not a proper point of order in this here.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Gowdy, do you remember
Parliamentary inquiry.
The
you remember
time
that?
is controlled by the gentleman from
Parliamentary inquiry.
On May the 9th, 2017, President Trump fired FBI Director Jim Comey. At 8:14 p.m. on that day, you texted Ms. Page and said, quote, "And we need to open the case we've been waiting on now." What case are you referring to opening now that Andy is the acting director of the FBI?
Sir, to get into that would relate to ongoing investigations. I'm not authorized to discuss.
And her first response to you at the bottom of that page you're looking at is, quote, "We need to lock in," and then there's a black mark where someone's name's been redacted. "We need to lock in redacted in a formal, chargeable way, period. Soon, period." Whose name's been blacked out?
Sir, I don't know. I need to see the original list or original text.
You don't know? Okay.
We're going to recognize the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I'm sorry my colleague walked out before Mr. Strzok could give his answers. I hate no one. I do not hate the administration, the president. We as African Americans have had enough. Mr. Trump could not continue to run for the presidency of the United States. There is no way that we can entrust this law or any other laws to this president, and I will vote for nothing until he steps down.
Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee at the center of a controversy tonight involving United Airlines. A public school teacher here in Washington, D.C. says she was bumped from her first-class seat in favor of the Congresswoman. Fellow congressman on same flight said she does it repeatedly.
In front of you have a one sheet of paper that was presented to you a few minutes ago, and I'm going to just go to a date and then ask you to read your own words.
OMG, he's an idiot. Now the pressure really starts to finish MYE. Hi, how is Trump other than a douche? Melania? Trump is a disaster. I have no idea how destabilizing his presidency would be.
For context, Ms. Page said, "Not ever going to become president, right? Right?"
No, he's not. We'll stop it. I want to believe the path you threw out for consideration in Andy's office, that there's no way he gets elected, but I'm afraid we can't take that risk. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event you die before you're 40. I can't pull away. What the F happened to our country, Lise?
You were removed from the Mueller investigation, correct?
Yes.
But for the most part, all the others that were there are still there, correct?
I can't speak to the current staff.
Well, let me tell you who they are. Greg Andrus, who gave $1,000 to the Democrat running to hold the Senate seat previously held by Barack Obama, and Rush Atkinson, who donated to the Clinton campaign, and Kayleigh Freeney, who contributed to both the Obama presidential campaigns and the Hillary Clinton's campaign, and Andrew Goldstein, who donated $3,300 to both Obama campaigns and $0 to the Trump campaign, still there. I could go on, but I'm just about to run out of time.
Mr. Strzok, I don't know where to start. If I could give you a Purple Heart, I would. This is the most corrupt administration ever, and it's going to be exposed by Robert Mueller. Thank God.
Agent Strzok, did you provide any information to reporters, journalists, or media personalities about anything related to Trump-Russia investigation?
No.
Prior to going on the special counsel team, did you get any inquiries from the press that you took?
Not that I took. I referred them to the Office of Public Affairs of the FBI.
Have you read the dossier?
I have.
Okay, and you wrote about it too, didn't you?
I don't know what you mean by writing about it.
We got an email that you sent. It should be presented there, or should be in front of you there. I want you to take a look at this. This is an email you wrote to Lisa Page, Bill Priestap, Jim Baker, Jim Rubicki, and CC'd Andy McCabe. Subject line is BuzzFeed's about to publish the dossier. You familiar with this email?
I am.
All right. Says this: comparing now, the set is only identical to what McCain had. Parentheses, it has differences from what was given to us by Korn and Simpson. Did you write all that?
Congressman, let me answer it this way. First, if I could address the chairman. Over the break, I was authorized by the General Counsel.
Hang on a second. I just want my time stop. You could. Are you addressing me or the chairman?
I'd like to address the chairman. This is all going to come together in an answer. Is there a question you want to direct? No, it's something I wanted to answer your question from earlier based on something I've been told by the FBI.
Wait.
I think I'm aware of what the FBI told you, and you and I will have another chance to talk about that. But right now, the gentleman from Ohio controls the time.
You wrote this. That was the question.
So obviously
wait,
you have
look at
it.
that. Do you see the from?
So Congressman,
you see the from line? Do you see the from line?
Congressman, I do.
It says
I
Peter
understand
Strzok. And then it says to Lisa Page and a whole bunch of other key people at the FBI. So did you write it?
I did write this.
All right, let me ask you a couple questions about it. It has differences from what was given to us by Korn and Simpson. Who's Korn?
Sir, to answer that question, and I would love to answer that question, and every part of me, and you know why I'd want to answer that question because you have this information.
Who's Simpson?
I have been, sir, if I may, I cannot answer that question.
Mr. Chairman, we cannot be asking about an ongoing investigation that is sabotaging an ongoing investigation by this committee, and that's what he's not cooperating with.
He can answer those questions, but
He cannot answer questions
he's been
regarding an
advised
ongoing
by the FBI
investigation.
that he can, and so Mr.
He's been
Gowdy's
advised by the FBI that he cannot.
No, he's been advised that he can. The gentleman refused to answer the question earlier. He has now been advised, and I have been advised by the FBI that he may answer the question that was in order earlier, and he's now going to answer the question.
Agent Strzok, between July 31st, 2016 and August 6, 2016, how many witness interviews did you conduct as part of the Russia-Trump campaign alleged collusion investigation?
I don't recall, and I'd have to check the case file.
We waited all that time for that answer?
Yes, sir.
Between May 17th.
Explain why he can continue in our time?
He can continue. He's not on your time.
Not my personally Democratic time.
It's on our time because he was advised earlier by the FBI that he could not answer the questions, and now he's advised that he can.
Between May 17th.
Parliamentary inquiry, what rules are we following that would dictate such an answer by you, Mr. Chairman?
We are following the rules of the committee.
Could you cite the rule?
No.
The
gentleman
Democratic
from South
members
Carolina
have a
is
right
recognized.
to know what the rules are in governing this hearing.
Agent, gentlemen,
can you share with us
the gentleman
rules
is not
that
in
you're
order.
making up as you go along?
Agent Strzok, between May 17th, 2017 and May 18th, 2017, how many interviews did you conduct as part of the special counsel team?
I don't believe I conducted any. I never prejudged anything. Not in this case, not in any others.
Impeachment for what, Agent Strzok? Impeachment for what?
Second
of
of
all,
all,
Mr. Chairman, what are the rules here? Mr. Chairman, what are the rules? The gentleman will allow the witness to answer the question, and then we'll move on.
Second.
He was given time to respond.
How about on May the 22nd? You remember that text? Resulting in, and guess what that next word is?
I'm sure you've got it, sir.
No, well, you wrote it.
Are you asking me what it is?
Yeah, what is? What do you think it is?
I don't need to guess. Impeachment, sir.
Impeachment!
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Gomert, for 5 minutes.
And it won't be recaptured anytime soon because of the damage you've done to the justice system. And I've talked to FBI agents around the country. You've embarrassed them, you've embarrassed yourself, and I can't help but wonder when I see you looking there with a little smirk, how many times did you look so innocent into your wife's eye and lie to her about Lisa?
Mr. Chairman, this is outrageous.
The credibility of a witness
Shame
is
on
always
you,
an
Mr.
issue.
Mr. Chairman, please, have you Mr. Chairman, this is an intolerable harassment of the witness.
What's wrong with that? You need your medication.
The gentleman has 20 seconds left. The clock will be turned back on, and he can complete his time, and then the witness can respond.
So if you talk to Hillary Clinton other than the time she was examined in front of the witnesses?
No.
So after throwing away what you have with all the bias you have, you've never even gotten a thank you. I yield back.
The fact that you would question whether or not that was the sort of look I would engage with in a family member who I have acknowledged hurting goes more to a discussion about your character.
It's to your credibility, and you lost your credibility.
Both individuals.
You've lost your credibility, but you don't recall going over those emails, correct?
Gentlemen will suspend.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and frankly,
and the witness will suspend as well.
I do not know what you're talking about.
That is enough.
Unequivocally.
The gentleman,
there was nothing along the lines
Mr.
that
you will
was not
suspend.
Well, that'll come out.
Mr. Gomer, you will suspend. Gentleman is going to be recognized. The gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Connolly, for 5 minutes.
Wow.
But I'll yield the balance of my time to our chairman.
The gentleman yields. Agent Strzok, now I'm confused because I thought on that August 8, 2016 text that you did not recall typing it. And then you said that you recalled it was late at night. So do you recall it, or was it late at night?
I don't remember typing it. It was late at night. My sense was, I can tell you what it was not.
No, he's not. We'll stop it. And I think you've agreed that it was his candidacy, right?
Or his election. I don't think, again, not recalling writing it. His candidacy, his election, I don't recall writing it. So, sir, but what to your point?
You're leaving out one really important word, Agent Strzok, impeachment. That was in all of your text.
Regular order. It's now a minute and a half over. Does it,
sir, if we made that one
on and on and on as long as
the quicker I can go.
Well, point of order.
I would take
Time is
one
up.
big word, attorneys and
starting
to approach
with
the
the political death penalty and impeachment is not the logical way a neutral, dispassionate.
You know, point of order.
Chairman, we're demanding equal
You're
time
not
for every member of this
testifying
committee.
Is recognized.
Mr. Chairman. And if you can't control yourself.
But it is common knowledge that Nellie Orr worked for Fusion in the summer of 2016. Is that right?
I don't know if it's common knowledge or not.
It's been in all kinds of reports.
Oh, it is now.
All kinds of
absolutely.
press reports. All right. Did Bruce Orr give you any documents?
Sir, same answer. I would like to answer that question, but the FBI has directed me not to get into.
You can't. My understanding is, Mr. Chairman, the discussions we've had with the FBI, he's allowed to tell us those kind of pieces of information. I'm not asking what the documents were. I'm just asking, did Bruce Orr ever hand you documents?
I understand full well what your question is, sir, and I would love to answer it. My understanding from the FBI is when it comes to operational details, including whether or not we collected evidence or didn't, that I'm not permitted to answer that.
And we're wondering how the dossier got to, or if, more importantly, if the dossier got to the FBI through media sources, not just through Christopher Steele. And of course we know Nellie Orr worked for the guy you're mentioning, Glenn Simpson. You did have a lot of important conversations on operational matters and ongoing investigations with her husband, Bruce Orr. Was that the route the dossier went? Glenn Simpson to Nellie Orr, to her husband, and then to you.
Sir,
that's my frustration.
I understand your question. I understand your frustration. I understand the absurdity of something produced that you're reading that I've been directed not to answer questions about. The best I can do is tell you I would like to answer you, and I'm afraid it's an answer that would both reassure you and disappoint you.
Well, we're going to be asking, I think, Mr. Chairman, it's okay with you, we're going to be asking the FBI and the Department of Justice to give us those documents that may or may not have been exchanged between Mr. Orr and Agent Strzok. I think that's something this committee would like to have and see what those, if in fact there were documents, what the heck they were. I got a minute. I'll yield it to...
Sir, you're going to love this, and it's going to upset the vote. I have been instructed that the FBI has now told me that I can answer questions about the receipt of the documents.
All right, so let's hear the answer to this one.
Which question, sir?
The one that's on the table about the documents.
Sir, the documents we received from a different source in the initial batch in mid-September.
Wait. No. I'm not understanding. You said you got... Go back. Did you get documents from Bruce Orr?
Yes. At some point, we received material from Mr. Orr.
You got documents from Bruce Orr. And what were those documents?
We received documents from Mr. Orr, not me. Excuse me, sir.
I can maybe make it simpler. Agent Strzok, was it the dossier?
Sir, what I am authorized to tell you, in response to a question, did you receive any documents from Bruce Orr, the FBI has directed me that I may say, not me, the FBI received documents and material from Mr. Orr.
Did they get the dossier from Bruce Orr?
My direction from the FBI, as I may tell you, the FBI received material from Mr. Orr.
Now, this
Congressman,
this is amazing. This is amazing. So Nellie Orr,
as you are.
Nellie Orr works for Fusion.
Regular order, please. Let us bring the director of the FBI to answer those questions. The gentleman cannot answer.
Well,
He's asked and answered.
The American people.
He's asked and answered. He cannot answer.
The gentlewoman.
Let's have Director Ray.
The regular order is.
I understand, Mr. Chairman. Regular order.
The committee will stand in recess until immediately after this series of votes.
You're here, and you're not taking the fifth.
That's correct.
Did you consider taking the fifth?
No.
Why not?
I've done nothing wrong. Let me rephrase that.
You know, there's a famous book I read called Oh, I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten.
One of the texts you said, "We will stop it," referencing the Trump campaign. Mr. Strzok, that's not a personal belief text. That's a plan of action. Who's the we in that text?
Sir, I disagree. That's not a plan of action. The we, as I have stated, and the reason I'm stating it so many times is I've been asked at least twice as many times. The reason I said that, I don't recall that text.
Okay, well,
the suggestion that me or the FBI take any action, or that I can also, sir, assure you.
If I could reclaim my time, you answer the question that you don't recall it.
And Mr. Jordan now controls it.
Agent Strzok, I just want to go back to where we were right before the votes that we had to leave the committee. You said, when I was asking you about documents received by the FBI from Mr. Orr, you said you did not personally receive documents from Mr. Orr, but the FBI did. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you also said the FBI got documents from a different source in mid-September. Different source than whom?
Different source from Mr. Orr. It was not Mr. Orr who provided the initial documents that I became aware of in mid-September.
So Mr. Orr did not hand you the dossier?
Mr. Orr didn't hand me anything. Mr.
FBI.
Orr provided information to the FBI that included material that is what everybody's calling the dossier. The direct comment that you somehow say you have an integrity issue is insulting. I take offense. It is incorrect. Nothing I have
never
said here
mentioned
today.
your personal life. I just simply said the amount of time that you were spending on the taxpayer's dollar, wasting it when you were supposed to be doing your job, texting back and forth to the court, is a problem.
What I'm saying is,
and the gentleman has already answered that question. So now the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Raskin, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Strzok, I am not angry, and I'm not desperate.
So you said about a bias. This morning I watched. By the way, I'm a dentist. Okay, so I read body language very, very well. And I watched your comment and actions with Mr. Gowdy.
I do want, everybody's watching this and making up their own mind. And what I would tell you is, one, I'm sitting here telling you the truth.
This is not over, and you, as well as future witnesses, are on notice that fulsome answers are expected promptly. With that, this hearing is adjourned.
Fuck! These videos keep getting longer and longer, even longer than black penis. Please tell me if 30 minutes is too fucking long. Let's end this video once and for all with the cringe of the many weeks. Fucking faggot.
Banana. 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 Dun, 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 dun.
And you know what? Who am I? Look, I've taken shrooms before.
It's been nearly 4 years since Gamergate, and you might be asking yourself, why the hell do you keep bringing up Gamergate all the time, Matt? Can't you just let it go? Your relevancy is over. Your time in the spotlight is done. Your 15 minutes are up. Just go off and die in a hole somewhere.
I don't feel like my being a man is an important part of my identity.
Do you think France would have been world champions without immigrants? Inconceivable. All right, we gotta go. Bye-bye.